Alexander. And before me, I have Miss. Hi, Miss Layla. I'll be interviewing Miss Layla today. Layla, can you begin by telling us where you're from?
I'm from Africa, Rwanda.
Okay, well, welcome to the States. Welcome to HCC. How did you become interested in schools here in the States?
I became interested in school here in the States because I have cousins and I guess uncles who live here.
Okay.
And the education here is way better than back home.
Oh, okay. So how much do the financial aspects of it differ here in the States versus in your country?
In my country, things are much cheaper. Here, it's almost triple the price there.
Wow.
So, yeah.
Okay. Well, what do you think about the curriculum here versus in your country? How do they differ?
Here I wouldn't say it's easier.
Mm-hmm.
It is hard because you have a lot of things to do, but you have a higher chance of passing than back home, because back home you have to know the material. It's either you know or you don't know. Here you have clues because you have a scantron with A, B, and C. So yeah,
Okay.
I'd say I like it better.
Okay. And upon coming to the States and entering our school system here, would you say that you experienced a cultural shock?
I would say that, yes.
Okay, and how were you able to adapt to it?
Adapt to the culture shock?
Yes.
I guess you kind of get used to it because either you don't have a choice but to get used to it, or because you kind of get familiar with the place and you realize that's the way it should be, and at some point you have to get over it. So yeah.
Okay, so would you say education here is easier to adapt to than in your country? I know you said that here we're given clues. There it's you know the material or you don't know it. So how would all of that come into play with where you are right now in your education?
It's much easier to adapt to if you're used to the ways that they test and how the research papers come in and everything. But I would say I like it better because it's practical. It's not theory. Back home it's more theory. You know, but when it's time to practice something, you're just off. So here it's more practical.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So what is your favorite subject here at HCC and why?
I haven't taken very many. I've just taken 4, and so far EDUC is because it kind of prepares me for all my other subjects. So I would say EDUC.
Okay. Well, thanks for your time and efforts, Layla. It's been a pleasure interviewing you.
It's been a pleasure answering.
Thank you. Hi, my name is Corey Alexander, and before me I have Miss
Destiny Lockings.
Hi, Destiny. How are you?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm great. What college did you attend prior to coming to HCC?
I attended the University of Houston in the fall of 2012.
Okay. And how does the University of Houston differ from HCC?
Oh boy, the University of Houston is a lot bigger, a lot more students. It's a commuter school. There's cars everywhere. You have to bum rush people to get through class. It's just a lot bigger than here.
Okay. And what type of accommodations did University of Houston provide that HCC doesn't?
Well, the University of Houston, since it is a university and not a community college like HCC, there's a lot more student life going on, way more student organizations, way more places to hang out. Everywhere you go, you can have a seat and get something to eat. Here we have French Connection to eat, and you can walk across the street and get Subway if you want, but at the University of Houston, it's every restaurant you can think of is on campus.
Okay. And I'm sure that has a lot to do with that being a university, which is much larger, versus to what we are, which is just a community college,
it's
right?
a big difference.
Okay. So what advantages does HCC have that the University of Houston doesn't or didn't have in your case?
Well, first and foremost, let's be honest. HCC is a lot more affordable. It's a lot cheaper.
Okay.
I feel like every student should start off at a community college versus going straight to the university, because you save 2 years worth of money that way. So I would say that's my number one pro of being an HCC student.
Okay, so would you say you're elated to be a student here at HCC?
Yes, I am. I just wish that there was a lot more for us to do here. You know, like I get out of class, I go straight home, because it's like, what would I be here for?
Well, you do know that we do have student activities, a lot of student activities
Yeah,
that
every
you
now
can
and
get
then.
involved in. So,
Mhm.
I mean, we do have advantages in that area.
Yeah,
Okay, Ms. Destiny, well, thanks for your time. It was a pleasure interviewing
no
you.
problem.
Okay, great.
For it.
Hey, y'all, we are with Leonard Costas, one of the librarians here at HCC. So, Mr. Costas, we'd like to ask you, tell us what's up to the library card?
The library card is actually your student ID card, and you would get it downstairs on the second floor at Student Services. You just want to check the hours. It's my understanding that you only get one student ID card for as long as you're here. So if you need a replacement, it'll cost you $25.
We all keep your ID card. And so, are there laptops or?
Half the size of a laptop, and you would go to the circulation desk. You would need to show them your student ID card and a current other ID card that has your photo on it, and then they'll give you the do's and don'ts and whatnot.
And we also have a ebook collection also.
Yes.
Is that correct? How
Yes.
does someone access all the ebooks online?
The ebooks, we have probably over 70,000 ebooks, and they're found in our library catalog as well as in our ebook databases. If any student is using a computer on any of the HCC campuses, they should be able to open the ebook directly that you will click on. That will take you to the webpage that has the entire book on there, sometimes broken into chapters. If you're not using an HCC computer and you want to see an ebook from home or some other place outside of HCC, you need the library barcode behind your student ID card in order to see the ebook from home. Because when you click on the link to take you, if you're using an HCC, if you're not using an HCC computer, it's going to prompt you for your name, first name, last name, and your library barcode, which is behind the student ID card.
Well, okay, thank you. And now we're going to take a quick walk through the library. So now we're going to go take a walk through the library to see where all of the major books are. So let's come this way. Huh?
Kept close to the reference desk because reference books were meant to be used very quickly for quick information to look something up. Normally they're not used to check out to take home. So traditionally, reference books can only be used in the library. Not just this library, but if you were to go to the public library or U of H or TSU library, their reference collection is meant to be used only in the library. And you can go ahead and grab a book if you want to and read it here or make photocopies. There is an exception that's happening now. We're trying something. We're starting to let students borrow some of the reference books on a case-by-case basis, really depending on the book. But traditionally, the reference books have to be used here. They're mostly made up of dictionaries, encyclopedias, on all different subjects, handbooks, and it's general information that's kind of accepted as true. Nothing not very current. These are kind of like basic information on all different subjects, from medicine, nursing, to philosophy, history, economics.
Thank you so much. Would you explain to everyone what this section of the library is?
This section begins our go into the shelf ranges themselves and look at the books and pulling them out and whatnot. These are also the books that can be borrowed, and they're arranged by subject area. We have a list of subjects, and each subject's given a letter from A through Z. And so the books that are given the letter A will start right over here, and they will go all the way down to the letter L, with each letter from A through Z standing for a particular subject area. So for instance, the letter B stands for books on religion or philosophy, and the letter, or psychology, and let's say the letter H would stand for the social sciences.
And the little tab that's usually on the spine of the book, how does someone read that little tab on the spine of the book?
The little tab that's found, or the label that's found on the spine, what we call a label on the spine of the book, is basically contains the call number, and the call number is basically the library address, or the book address for this particular book, and where it's found on the shelf. So only this book has this particular call number, which is the book address.
Ready?
Gotcha.
So would you please explain what these rooms are for?
These 3 rooms right here are our group study rooms, and they're for 2 or more students, and upstairs on the 4th floor that hold up to 10 or 12 students. They're for group studies, so that means there has to be at least 2 people in a party. And the way it works is it's first come, first served. There's no reservations in advance, and at least 2 of your party needs to go to the circulation desk and ask for a room. Only 1 of your party will have to hand over your student ID card, and then we'll open up a room and you get 2 hours uninterrupted.
That's great, guys. So if you want to come to a library to study, these are the rooms that you want to go to. Well, thank you, sir, for joining us on this tour. We
You're
hope
welcome.
that y'all come to the library and get plugged in to study hard.
Yay!
Hey guys, this is Keisha. We are in the Learning Emporium in the San Jacinto building at room 384 on the 3rd floor. So, in the Learning Emporium, you can get so many tutors for so many different subjects, as include reading, math, chemistry, physics, and English. So it's on a first come, first served basis. So you have to sign up first to be able to get into the Learning Emporium to get your tutoring. So, and they're open from 8 p.m. to 6 p.m. Monday through Friday. So you guys get here, get your tutoring in, and get those good grades. Yeah.